Oh, we're just gonna get right into it here. I lead Sayori out of the room and into the bathroom. Oh, jeez. What? What are we doing here? Go on. Your body has needs that have to be taken care of. At first, Sayori is puzzled, but a face of shock soon takes over. Oh, she's about to cry. Oh no, she's gonna cry, poor Sayori. Could you at least give me some privacy? So you could escape through the bathroom window and call the police. I'm not taking that risk. So she has to go to the bathroom in front of this guy? Oh my lord. Now, go on. I don't have all day. And neither do you. I lightly pushed Sayori towards the toilet. Killen? Really? This isn't you. Consider it a change of heart. Now, don't make this any more complicated than it has to be. With a defeated look, Sayori obliges. She lowers her garments and goes on about her business. After she's finished, I hold her by the wrists again and lead her back to the room. I place her back down in the chair and tie her back up. Now that that's taken care of, you're probably hungry. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Yeah, don't go anywhere? Get it? Because he tied her up? She has no free will? Oh, this guy is so fucking funny. Oh yeah, sock it to him. Oh yeah, MC, just go ahead and bring on the house down. So before I forget, I need to make sure my phone doesn't go off during this video. So, alright. Take care of. I look in the fridge for something to fill her appetite. Let's see. I found some food for her. Before I go, I look at the oven clock. Only 15 minutes. I'll have to make this quick. I carry on and bring the food upstairs to Sayori. I hope you're hungry, because I have breakfast. I'm not hungry. Don't lie, Sayori. You haven't eaten since your club meeting. And even then, you were all you had were baked goods and tea. Am I correct? How did you know that? I know a lot of things. He's like, I have approximate knowledge of everything. Even though he knows that she had cupcakes and tea, so yeah. This fucking guy. Joker's got off the wagon, man. Like I said, this is the Batman who laughs. But I will explain in due time. For now, I suggest you eat. I bring some food up to her mouth. At first, she turns her head away, but her nature kicks in and she takes a bite. Then another. And in moments, all the food I brought her was gone. God. Now I'm going to leave for school. But before I leave, I brought you a friend. I pull out her stuffed cow from the closet. I place him in front of her. Mr. Cow will keep you company until I come back. Farewell for now, Sayori. Wait! Yes? Why are you doing this? I am not the villain of the story, Sayori. Irony at its finest. I do this because I have to. I have no other choice. If there was any other way, I would take it in a heartbeat, but I've tried everything, Sayori. I leave before Sayori has a chance to reply. One missing person can be excused with sickness. 2 missing people is another story. I just hope I could avoid Monica as much as possible. As long as she is out of the picture, things should be alright. Actually, that's true, because the thing is, Monica's the only person to have last seen Sayori with MC. So, if Monica sees MC and doesn't see Sayori, Monica's gonna be like, hey yo, what happened to Sayori? So yeah, and that's the last thing MC's gonna want. I'm just outside the club room again. I feel a need to go inside, but I opt not to. Which is smart, because why would you? You're not a member of the club, and they're gonna ask you what happened to Sayori. I felt jittery all day. There's a certain sort of pounding in my chest that I have never felt. While the feeling of it terrifies me, I can't help but feel a little pleasure in it. My senses have been all over the place. I've heard conversations I've never heard. I constantly feel like I'm being choked as I breathe harder and harder. It's killing me. Monica should be almost done. I just need to tell her that Sayori is alright and get the hell out. I can't risk freaking out in front of Monica. She doesn't need to get involved. I hear the door open. It's time. Do not make this worse than it already is. Tell Monica what she needs and get out. Right. I walk over to Monica.
Oh, hey, Kellen. What brings you here again?
I have some news for you.
What is it? Are you here to join the club?
No! It's about Sayori.
Oh. I haven't seen her at all today. She never showed up for the club.
I came to tell you that she's feeling under the weather.
Under the weather?
She's sick!
I got that, but she would normally text me about that. Besides, she seemed fine yesterday. It's just weird that Sayori could have gotten so sick on short notice.
Yo, Monica, you bring up a good point. Will any of these points get addressed? I don't know. Also, forgive the sound effect. Forgive the sound effect. Well, that's what happened. You and I don't have any control over that, so what can we do? Now, if you excuse me, I have to go take care of her.
What? Wait!
What?
You don't have to yell. Kellen, are you okay? Sayori mentioned you were acting off, and perhaps she went home with you and never showed up today. I can't shake the feeling of trying to put 2 and 2 together to make 5.
See, this is the point I brought up earlier. Man said, I need to avoid Monica as much as possible, and then he decides to go out of his way to find Monica. And I said this exactly was going to happen. Monica's the only person to last see MC and Sayori together. MC's around, Sayori's not. Monica's going to be like, maybe MC did something to Sayori. Who's to say? This really makes no sense, because this not only contradicts what MC said earlier, but now it puts MC in a situation that he didn't want to be in the first place. This shit's ridiculous, man.
You're overthinking things, Monica. As always. You club presidents worry about every little detail. I'm only worried about the well-being of my clubmates and fellow students. As if. You're just looking for an excuse to stick your nose where it doesn't belong. Sayori is fine. I'm fine. Go worry about something else for once. Get the fuck out of my face. And leave it at that and rush off without saying another word. After a brisk and somewhat thrilling walk home, I kick off my shoes and welcome another day to be over with. I'm home, Sayori. I call out with a degree of joy. I walk up to my room. Before I open the door, I can hear crying from inside. Something in me clicks, and I open the door without hesitation. I enter the room and give her a hug.
You sick fuck. You sick fuck. You sick fuck!
I'm back, Sayori. You don't have to worry anymore. For a moment, her sobbing stops. She looks up at me with shimmering, bloodshot eyes. Her expression hasn't changed. So, did you and your friend have a good time catching up? I don't want to talk about it. Come on. He didn't say anything that could hurt you. Besides, he's your friend. Friends can hurt more than the worst of bullies. Come on. Your friends love you. You're hungry again, aren't you? You're not you when you're hungry, as they always say. I'll get you something to eat. I rush down to the kitchen. I'm about to grab something for her until I hear his voice. Don't. Let Sayori go hungry. But I can't let her starve. You'll find her more submissive if she's hungry.
Damn, Samael. Damn, Samael.
I've never met an angel who could be so cruel. But if it must be done, so be it. I put the food away and headed back upstairs. I thought you were getting food. I changed my mind. Oh. So you just want to torture me? What happened to you? You would never do this. This is the price I must pay for you to survive. When the week is out, you won't harm yourself. You promised you would tell me what's going on. I will. Why am I tied up here? In due time. I am not in the right state of mind to tell you. When have you been in the right state of mind this week?
That's a great point, Sayori. When have you been in the right? When has this guy been in the right state of mind this week?
You went from my best friend to the owner of my body overnight. I'm not doing this to take advantage of you. I do this because I love you. Then you want to take advantage of me. I bet you enjoyed every bit of watching me use the bathroom. I don't take pleasure in this. But I have to do this. Then why are you keeping me here? Fine! You really want to know how I got these scars? Because no matter what I do, you'll kill yourself. No matter which doctor you talk to, no matter what medicine you take, no matter how much love and support you get, you always die. So I'm taking control of the situation. As far as you're concerned, you are mine, and mine alone. No. You can't. I am. And no one is going to stop me. I pick up her phone and her diary.
Man says he's not the villain. Man's literally going through his supervillain origin arc right now.
What are you doing with those? Don't you dare open them! What don't I already know? I know you have a noose ready for you. I know Monica disregards you. I know you'd rather be dead. So what difference does it make? Sayori goes silent. Good. I'm glad I got that sorted out with her. With that, I leave Sayori alone. I spend the rest of the night looking through the contents of her phone and rereading her diary entries. I don't feel bad for spoiling myself, but it feels so good.
Man's actually a villain. Man's actually a villain.
I wake up in a daze. Sayori's diary is on the floor. I find Sayori's phone lying on my chest. I decide to look at it. A text from Monica. Hey, Kellen told me you weren't feeling well. I just wanted to wish you a healthy recovery. Typical. I should have known Monica would get worried.
I mean, duh. Duh.
Not one day into kidnapping her, and you're already neglecting to take care of her.
Nigga, you just said not to feed her.
What do you want?
I want you to break into the pharmacy and steal some medicine.
Consider it done. I get up from my couch and head outside. You're not taking care of her! Translation, drug the ever-living crap out of her. After a lengthy walk, I arrive at the front door of the pharmacy. I begin fiddling with the lock for a few moments until I hear a snap. Sigh. Fine, maybe this will open it. I grab a nearby rock and smash the window. The glass shatters and a blaring alarm follows.
Hurry, before the police show up.
No shit!
Just grab what you can and get out.
Anything?
Whatever you could get your hands on.
Alright.
Hurry! We don't have much time.
I leap over the counter and grab a bag, taking one prescription after the other. Just grab whatever pill bottles my hands can find in the dark. My heart races. My hands quiver in fear. I can feel the police showing up any moment now. I can't get caught. I have to move now. I don't even care what contents I'm able to get. I run out the door as fast as I had entered. I swerve in and out of the alleyways. A cold sweat takes over as I finally arrive back home. I can feel adrenaline amplifying my every movement. Even a simple twitch of the finger sets me off. I hastily open the door and slam the door behind me as I enter. Oh my god. I can't believe I just did that.
You just did.
Now,
Administer them to her. I'll leave that method up to you.
alright. I'll mix it in with her breakfast.
Excellent choice.
One by one, I open each pill bottle, dumping the contents and crushing them all into a fine powder. Oh my god, Cyrus gonna get fucked up. Once the cocktail of medicine is finished, I put it aside. I walk back upstairs. She's asleep, as I would expect. Even in captivity, she seems so peaceful, as if she's found her only escape. I kneel next to her and softly brush her hair with my hand. I coo at her and tell her everything is alright. God's in his heaven, and there's nothing he can do now. I lay in bed and watch her elegant body. Man's creep. Man's a full creep. Oh, jeebus. I woke up early, but it seems Sayori was already awake. I could hear her talking softly to her stuffed animal. It's so lonely here. I only have you, Mr. Cow. I just wish this nightmare would be over. This nightmare will be over soon. Just wait it out a little longer. I hope the other girls are okay. It's only been 2 days, but it feels like years since I last saw them. What's wrong with Killen? What do you think happened to him? She's got full on Wilson. She's got full on Tom Hanks from with it Outcast? I think it was Outcast. She's got a full Tom Hanks and Outcast talking to Mr. Cow like it's Wilson. He lost his mind, you say? I walk up behind her with a hug from behind. You could have just said, I walk up and hug her from behind. Would accomplish the same exact thing with less words. Oh. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Hey, Sayori. Are you hungry? Sayori doesn't say anything. I rush back down the stairs, got her breakfast. I made sure to lace everything with the powder. I return with her food and drink. This fucking sick bastard. She takes her first bite and spits it out in my face. It's so bitter. It's supposed to be. It's good for you. Now eat! She doesn't open her mouth. Like a stubborn child, I open her mouth and force feed her. I look her in the eyes again. Eat! I look her in the eyes again. She swallows and speaks up.
I'd rather starve then.
It's not going to happen. I continue to force feed her until the plate is empty. I kiss her goodbye and head off to school. Oh my god. Class drags on. I just want to go home already. I never knew knowing everything could be so boring. At least I could see Sari after school now. After school? I'm starting to find some joy in this set of circumstances. This is the perfect special occasion for dinner. After school gets out, I run over to the grocery store. I pick up a basket and grab some food. I think Sari would like this. And this. She hasn't bathed in a while. I should treat her to a bath as well. I grab some soap just for her. Come with me. There is something I want to show you. I follow him to a different part of the store. I'm led to the fine cookware section. A display of beautiful stainless steel knives shimmer before me. What are we doing here? This is the final part of your destiny. I don't like this. Allow me to finish. To save Sayori, you must make a sacrifice. A sacrifice? An eye for an eye. A life in exchange for Sayori's. You fear her death on Monday. That's the hell I find myself in. How will killing someone fix this? You must take hold of death. Take control of it, as your anger and lust for vengeance consume you. Let the hate flow through you. Only then will you save Sayori. I'm sure you know an innocent little lamb who will satisfy your bloodlust. Monica. Monica. Yes, let the anger for her strengthen your resolve. Hate her with all your heart, and take her life for the one you love. A smile spreads across my face. If this was the final part to my fate, then I will gladly accept this. I take the knife into my hands, ready to complete my destiny. I could already tell I was going to have fun. I'm home! I call out, expecting a response. I don't get any. I walk upstairs. Hey, Saringo.
That's not my name.
Come on, what's wrong with a nickname? You would have found it adorable years ago. Yeah, but look at the circumstances she's in, Bray. What?
Nothing.
Got nothing better to do. Why don't you tell me? Sari takes a deep breath. This fucking guy, she's like, nothing's like, you got nothing better to do. You're tied up in my room. You ain't going nowhere. Might as well just tell you what's on your mind.
What happened to you?
I'll explain later. How about I make you some dinner?
No! I want to know now.
Even the demanding tone Sari speaks in, she really doesn't have any room to talk. You're not in control here. So as long as you're bound to that chair, you will listen to me, and me only. Maybe I should consider starving you.
Fine. Maybe starving me will make you feel bad and let me go.
You know that's not going to happen. Besides, you can't guilt trip me. You tried it once, and it failed. I'll explain everything to you in due time, but first, I have dinner to make.
Killen, you've gone insane.
Insane? No. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I'm only doing what I must. I take my leave to the kitchen. I put the knife I bought away and saved it for later. I take out the groceries I bought and get to work on a meal. Around the halfway point, I hear a knock on my door. Who dis? I walk over and open the door. Hello? Kellen? Oh, it's you. What do you want? Rude much? Is this how you greet people? She's right there. She's right here. I just slit her throat where she stands.
Now is not the time. You will kill her when I tell you to. Ugh. I have dinner cooking, so make this quick.
I'll be brief. I was at Sayori's house as I was going to pay her a visit, but she's answering the door or my texts. So I thought I'd ask the neighborhood if they've heard of her. It's not like Sayori to ghost people. Are you sure she's sick and not missing?
If she were missing, I'd be freaking the fuck out.
Take it easy. If she's not missing, then where is she?
Resting in my guest bedroom.
Can I see her?
She's deathly ill. I'm afraid you'll catch what she has.
Then how come you're not sick?
You know, that's a great question, Monica. One thing I should.
She's not sick, is she? Don't lie to me!
She is! She just doesn't want to see you. In the time she's been sick, she's had a lot to think about. She's come to realize that her time with you hasn't been as good as she thought. She feels like nothing she does for you matters.
You're lying. I want to talk with Sayori. Now!
Why don't you call her? I'll make sure she talks. In fact, I'll have her call you.
Okay. If you say so.
Why doesn't Monica just go upstairs right now and go find Sayori? There's nothing stopping Monica from doing so. She has no reason to trust this guy, especially the fact that he's lying to her and acting suspicious as all get out. Nobody finds this, like, extremely problematic. Also, I just realized that Monica's neck is extremely long. Like, her shoulders are here. The base of her neck's supposed to be here. Monica has, like, a giraffe neck. I just realized that.
Could you give her this? The club and I made this for her.
Monica hands me a card. A get well card.
Yeah. I'll be going now.
I promise to get Sayori to call you.
I hope so. I want to make sure she's okay.
I promptly close the door in Monica's face to get back to work on dinner. Monica's going to suspect something if I don't do it.
I need to think of something. Of course, the moment Sayori talks on the phone.
She'll tell Monica about her captivity. You know as well as I do what's at stake.
I take the brand new knife out of its box and observe it.
You thinking what I'm thinking? Looks like it.
But given her suicidal tendencies and thoughts at this point, what's going to stop her from not getting her throat slit?
The mere idea of being in a dangerous situation will cause her to go mute. She'll be scared out of her mind. She wouldn't dare. Do it! Do it!
Alright. Knife in hand, I walk over to my room. Hey, Sayori. Is it dinner time? Almost, child. But first, someone wants to talk to you. Monica? Are you letting me go? Don't fool yourself. I draw out the knife and point it at her neck. Her pupils dilate. Now you're going to speak to Monica. Tell her you're sick. And I want you warming your way out of this. If you do a good job, you'll eat tonight.
Something lights up in Sayori's eyes for a moment, but a short-lived glimmer of hope diminishes as she realizes what she's going to get. I press the edge of her knife against her throat again. A small drop of blood seeps out. Tears form around her eyes. Do we have a deal?
Mm-hmm.
Good. I pull the knife away and call Monica with her phone. I lean up against her ear and keep the knife's edge on her neck. You're sick, Sayori. All Sayori let out was a sheepish,
Mm-hmm.
She gathered all the courage she could and spoke.
Hey, Monica. Sorry, I haven't been able to talk to you in a while. It's just I've been feeling so weak and tired and I haven't been able to talk. I don't even know what day it is. I've been stuck in this room.
I pressed the edge of the knife against her throat.
And it's been really super duper sick. How come Killen isn't sick? Well, why do I sound scared? Don't worry about it. I'm just worried I have to go see a doctor if this doesn't clear up. So, I have to go now. My phone is about to die. Maybe I'll see you at the festival.
I pull the phone away and hang up. Good. Good. Now, are you hungry?
I haven't eaten anything all day. Please.
Good. You can starve. Sayori lowers her head. She doesn't say anything. I leave the room to spoil myself with dinner. Damn. What a fucking villain. While I have my fill, I crash on the couch and imagine all the ways I can make Monica scream. I'm looking forward to the weekend. It's morning again. I walk downstairs to get breakfast ready. I then walk back upstairs and feed Sayori. Sayori doesn't even care how bitter the food is. Her plate is clean when I leave. I get ready and head off for a long day of school. School is over with, and now I'm waiting for the club meeting to be over. I pat my chest over my breast pocket. It's still there. Now, Monica exits the clubroom. Crap, they're coming this way! Quick, act natural! Hey, you three! What's up?
Oh, hey, Kellen. How's it going? How's Sayori?
Getting better by the day.
Well, it was great seeing you. Give Sayori our best wishes. See you at the festival now.
They didn't hesitate to get out of my sight. All that's left is to follow Monica home. It feels good to stalk my prey. Oh my god. Fucking edgelord over here is fucking predator. This dude's a fucking villain. What the fuck? It feels good to stalk my prey. Looking ass. It seems like the three of them are heading out in a group. Do they happen to live in the same area? I try my best to keep a good distance from them. The last thing I want is to draw their attention. This is taking longer than expected. Patience. One hasty move and we're done for. You say this like it's our last chance. Why not come back and try this again? I will not wait for this moment any longer. I will not risk losing all this to your insolence, child. One more try or not, I will not repeat this again. Fine. I'll wait.
Who's there? Do you hear that, girls?
Take cover before they see you. Without even thinking, I throw myself to a nearby wall to evade any detection. That was close. See what I mean? You nearly jeopardized our entire plan. Now stay still. I stay in cover. I peek my head off the corner and watch them look around for a few moments. They resume their commute. I tread more carefully as I watch them. Eventually, the three of them split up and head their own way. I watch as Monica goes to her house. I follow suit, watching her every move. This was the place. And now I wait. I hate waiting. Be patient. The fun part will come soon. Yes, yes. I will have to... No, as Palpatine. Yes. I'll have to stake this out and find out when's the best time to bring her to her maker. Precisely. Can I at least come back? I know where Monica lives now. Take a moment to take it all in. I know it pleases you to hear her scream. Just let your mind fill with satisfying that fantasy for a while. What about Sayori? Let her be for a while longer. You'll find her more malleable. I'm sick of this. I only do this because I have no other options. You know you enjoy this. Let the hate flow through you. Who else could derive pleasure in the pursuit of killing? You seek to have control over your fate. Unlimited power! To keep the grasping hands of death at bay. Do this, and the future will be in your hands. As the cicada army will rise from the ashes and take the world by storm. Whatever shred of humanity you hold dear can be cast aside.
Very well. But when I kill Monica, it'll be for me alone. You will take no part in it.
She's all yours. I'll gladly watch you rip and tear her to shreds until it's done.
You ripping and tearing, baby.
Even more so if you have your way with her corpse.
Could you be any worse? Am I really that fucked up inside?
Apparently so. Suppress it all you want, but it's still happening behind the scenes, influencing your every action. Your choices are not your own. But you already knew that.
I've been sitting here for hours. Lights are out now. I can finally go home. The more I look at this house, the more my mind is berated with thoughts of murder, and my itch for blood only gets worse. I can barely contain myself. Can we go now?
We may leave now.
I leave the neighborhood and return home. I'm going to show Sayori how much I love her. Oh god, here it comes. Oh god! As expected, I am greeted with silence. Sayori's quiet as usual. Or is she talking with that cow again? Either way, I walk up to my door. Something reeks inside. I open the door. Hey, Sayori. She was staring aimlessly onto the floor. A dark red vomit-like substance was on the floor. It's from all those drugs he gave her. This is what happened to all those drugs he gave her. She threw up on herself, and now she looks so dazed. Oh god, this is so sad. And all over her clothing. The medicine must have made her sick. Sayori? How's it hanging? Fuck you, man.
Come on. You gotta say something at least. I know. A nice bath will do you some good. It's been a few days since you washed up, right? Sayori doesn't say a word. I lightly smack her cheeks. Hello? Anyone home? Good. This'll make what I want to do so much easier. Let's get you all washed up then. I untie the knots around Sayori, and she falls limply to the floor as if she were dead. I pull her up as she zombily walks with me to the bathroom. I turn on the water and put my hands to her blazer. Let's get you undressed now, shall we? She hasn't even put up a fight. I strip her down to her bare skin and lead her to the tub. Let me see you strip down to your bones. She sits down. I begin scrubbing her body, slowly caressing her smooth, silky skin with the brush. Dirt and grime fall like rain down into the water. I softly run my hand through her silky hair, making sure every fiber of hair is nice and clean. My hands wrap around her breasts, so soft and supple, ready for feeding. I was half tempted to move my hands down below, but I restrained myself. I mustn't allow myself to be spoiled yet. My prize will be waiting for me soon. I drain the water and dry her off. I lead her bare body back to the bedroom. I look into Sayori's lifeless eyes. I've got something special planned for soon. You'll love it. I promise. That's it. See, here's the deal. Come on. You love doing fun stuff. Alright. Rest up. Sunday's going to be a fun-filled day. I make an exception and tie Sayori to the bed. She should be more comfortable now. So you're just going to let her sleep in the bed and you're going to go back downstairs, right? You're not going to do anything else to Sayori, right? I hold her close to my arms as I lay down. The sound of her heartbeat thumping in my ear. The warmth of her body calming me down. Her skin tickles my own, putting my worries away. At this moment, I was finally at peace. There's one last thing I have to do, and we can be together forever. Oh my God. Do not delude yourself with the promise of freedom from a cursed existence. Think on it and accept it. Think something tells you something's about to happen. Huh? There is no need to be afraid. Who said I was afraid? The cycle of life and death must go on, a fate we are all bound to. She will perish just as she has in times that preceded you. I am merely carrying out what comes for us all. Gasp! I rise out of bed and look over at Sayori. Today's the day. Let's make the most of it. I hop down to the kitchen and start the day. Oh joy. Gotta love this fucking guy being a good old fucking guy. Whoopsie. I crack my knuckles and get to work. I pull out the eggs and bacon and pancake mix and the hot chocolate mix. I get to work on making the whole buffet-style affair, all including my secret ingredient, a bunch of medicine. I wouldn't be surprised if Sayori came crashing down right about now. The room was filled with the sweet and savory aroma of breakfast. When I finish, I take the full course meal and head back upstairs, and he just eats it in front of her and doesn't give Sayori anything to eat. Sayori was still asleep when I arrived. I sit down by the bed with a plate full of food. Rise and shine, sunshine. Oh, this music. Today is a special day, so I decided to start it off with a nice breakfast in bed. You must be starving. Come on, eat up. I bring the fork to her mouth. She slowly chews it and swallows, never making eye contact with me. Is it good? Sayori seems squeamish. This goes on as I feed her. My question is she still butt naked in the bed? That's what I'm curious about, because I don't think he ever put clothes back on her. She eats quietly, only giving the shortest of responses. Her appetite seems to have diminished. She only ate half today. You're not hungry? Oh well, if you don't want it, I'll just finish it for you. I dig into the food and begin eating. This is really good. You're missing out. I haven't enjoyed a meal like this in a long time. The trace amounts for saliva only make it sweeter. I'm not hungry anymore. Well, save them for dinner then. I'll make us a fine meal. It'll be to die for. In the meantime, we have the whole day to ourselves. Why not cherish it? I lie down next to her in bed. This is nice, isn't it? You and I, spending time together like this. It's all I ever wanted. I wanted to be with you. But now you're here. And you're wonderful. You're all I need. I want us to be like this forever. Just you and me. Really, it should be just me and you. No matter how hard I tried, you kept dying. Even with the best laid out plans I could conjure. All could not turn the tide of fate. But now you're here. It's all I ever wanted in this world. So with all that said and done, I have a confession. I love you. More than anything in this world. You are truly the light of my world. When there's nothing else in this world for me, you're here to make me smile. Will you make me smile like this every day from now on? Is this what Monica said to MC? This is exactly what Monica said to MC in Act 3. And now MC's saying it to Sayori. Wow. Everything just comes full circle. Will you take my hand as we embark in this new world with me? I know you'll say yes. It's like time isn't passing anymore. I worked so hard for us to get to this point. It's so tempting to write a poem to express how happy I am right now. But we should save that for the festival. Make our confession public. Wouldn't that be perfect? It's okay. I give Sayori a kiss on the cheek. So, what should we do? Watch TV? Read a book? The possibilities are endless at this point. Hey, don't go quoting endless possibilities right now. That's a much better experience of what the hell is going on right now.
I don't want to live.
Now, why would you want that? You don't need to go anywhere. All you need is me. Now, why don't you stop worrying and just enjoy the day we get to have together? Okay. Good. I pick up the remote and turn on the TV. I skim through the channels until I stumble on an oddly familiar show. The show is all fun and games until everyone turned into orange juice. So it goes. We watch for a few hours until I pick up a book and read it to her. When I was a few hours into the book, she fell asleep, likely due to boredom more than anything. I'll let her rest. I pick up Sayori's phone and text Monica. Help, I'm being held captive in the church.
But Kellen told me you were sick.
He's lying. Come get me late at night. And whatever happens, don't call the police.
Why?
He'll find out, and then he'll kill me. Alright. Boy, Monica should be very suspicious of this, because if Sayori's being held captive at the church, how is Sayori reaching out to her? And if Sayori was able to escape to reach out to her, wouldn't she be able to escape on her own? Something seems very suspicious about this. Excuse me.
Please be safe, Sayori.
I walk back to the kitchen and get started on dinner. She'll love this. Even her lack of an appetite can't resist this meal. As I work on the meal, I finally have a moment to myself. As the hours pass, the sun starts to set, and night begins to take over. It's almost time. I take out my knife, and the whetstone it came with. I sharpen it until it's razor sharp. I test the knife on my hand and graze the edge of over my skin. Blood starts to pool out of my hand. A satisfactory stinging sensation takes over for a few moments. I take the bowl of dinner and walk back upstairs. MC's on this Yuri grind right now, I see. I feed her and head back down. I eat some and lay down on the couch. I close my eyes and rest up for a bit. After all, everyone knows you gotta rest up before you commit incredible murder. Before you commit bloody homicide. I get a strange feeling in my stomach. Like before taking a girl out on a date, or starting a new year of school. I feel so happy. Is this the happiness I looked for?
Yes. Embrace it. And don't let it leave your grasp.
I won't. I can already see our future together. Just a little bit longer, Sayori. There's just one more obstacle left to remove. Sayori, it's me. Sayori. I'll be going out for a while. I just want you to know that whatever happens, I love you. Thank you for giving me the strength to do this. I leave. There's no going back now. Knife in hand, I set out to my final destination. Thoughts of what might happen and what might not happen run through my head, filling me with both pleasure and concern. Well, it is indeed that time. This is all for Sayori. Monica will be the martyr for Sayori's salvation. Not to be confused with Doki Doki salvation. A much more positive experience. Well, maybe not much more, but a more positive experience than what the heck we're going through. A smile creaks on my face as I continue to walk. Oh, that's a beautiful background, actually. See the nice full moon. And so I create a new world.
And I, Kira, will be god of the new world. A new future. How shall I lead this? How shall others view me? What shall I become? I could cry in joy in this new future. I could champion my fate and roam free. They will never understand my weeping in joy in this new future. They will not understand the new future I shall create. For the old future will be foreign to them. But for the new future to be made, the old one must die. Oh, here's the church. At night, I stand out in front for a moment and take in the view. I can't believe I'm really going to do this. I know she's just inside. I aggressively kick down the door. I see Monica standing speechless in the middle. I run towards her in a blur and grasp her throat. For I love the just.
Sorry about that. My sister decided to walk in and hand me some gummies. I shall not forsake my faithful child. Wrongdoers will be completely destroyed. The offspring of the wicked will perish.
For it is time. Let us go, my dark shadow. Let us reclaim what is ours.
Adrenaline flows through my veins, fueling my burning soul. An indescribable anger swells within me, hardening into a singularity. I seize Monica before she could cry for help, and as I tighten my hand around her throat, I take aim. My eyes have been opened. You are nothing but a self-righteous fiend.
Let me help you to see before you die, Monica.
I thrust the blade into her neck slowly, too slowly. Monica deflects and uses her might to hold me back. I try to pull away, but we are equally matched. I free one hand and bash my fist against her skull. Her head cocks back.
Kill it! Why are you doing this? I never did anything wrong towards you.
The wages of sin is death, and I am your messenger.
My sin?
Your greatest sin to this world. To drive Sayori to murder herself. And yet you find yourself without guilt or shame. How I envy you. But like you said, everything has an end. Everyone dies at one point. That goes for you as well.
Sayori? You mean... No. You bastard!
A second wind takes over Monica as she realizes her life is on the line here. Monica isn't going to stop unless I'm dead. Fighting for her life, Monica kicks me away. We exchange blows toward one another. She managed to grab a hold of my hand and twist it sharply, forcing me to drop the knife. She dazes me with a concussive blow to my skull. A shockwave was sent over my nervous system as I seized the moment to take the knife and stab me in the stomach. A white-hot pain takes over for a few seconds. I grab Monica by the shoulder roughly and look straight into her eyes. I smile. I kick her square in the stomach, pushing her away from me. I pull out the knife within me. I find it how cute you resist. You really don't want what's coming to you. You really should have called the police. I'm surprised for how smart you are. You fell for this. Hook, line, and sinker. Shakes hold of a nearby pew torch and attempts to swing it at me. I duck and kick her in return.
You bastard! How could you?
Because this is the price I'm willing to pay. Monica swings again, but I catch it midway. I drop the knife for a moment and force the torch into my hand and break it in half. I swing the heavy end towards her head, landing the blow and dazing her. Taking advantage of her loss of consciousness, I regain possession of the knife. Knife still in hand,
I thrust a blade into her stomach, penetrating deep into her skin and muscle. I pull it back out and make another blow to her eye. God. Monica used what little strength she still has to swing at me. I grab her arm mid-swing and begin bending and twisting it till a loud pop fills the room. Monica's arm falls limp as she writhes in agony and falls to the floor. I take the knife back in my hands and look down at her. Come on, get up, Monica. We're not finished yet.
Why? Why are you doing this?
Death comes for us all. I will gladly lead you to yours if it means Sayori will carry on. This is what God wants me to carry out.
But that's...
Without warning, I bring my foot down her chest. The snapping of bones and Monica's scream fill me with pleasure. Is this not what you taught me? To love your fate? If this is so, then why do you deny it?
You don't... What are you talking about?
Do you only love it when it's convenient for you? I bring my foot down her chest again. Monica cries out in agony as even more ribs give in. She thought she could crawl away from me. We're not done yet! I pick her up by the base of her hair and drag her to the altar. Things could have ended so much better for you. But now this is the fate you chose for yourself. Go to your maker.
Well, why?
Because you're the reason Sayori kills herself! If I get rid of you before you have the chance to ruin her life, she'll live. And if you think about it, you die a martyr for your best friend. Isn't that a comforting thought? Monica coughs blood in my face. I lick some off of it. I lick some of it off my lips. The wine of her blood intoxicates me.
You're wrong. I would never do such a thing.
Do you value Sayori that little? I smack her across the face. When we first met, you told me I left Sayori hanging. And then I found her hanging on a noose. Sayori has entire diary entries dedicated to how vile she finds you. And what do? You laugh it off and play innocent. Even death is too good for you, demon.
Demon? The only demon in this room is...
Oh, the only demon in this room is you, Monica.
If I'm a demon, compared to you, I'm not so bad. You won't get away with this.
A fitting epitaph for your tombstone. Your death will bring me special pleasure. I let her go. She is too weak to move or defend herself. All she could do was look back at me. It's time. Well... And to oblivion you go, demon! I firmly plant my foot on her. With my knife in both hands, I watch her struggle for a moment before I give the killing blow. I plunge a knife deep into her heart, twisting and digging the blade into her flesh. Her hoarse voice heaves and gasps bloodied breaths of desperation. One last attempt for survival. I feel her pulse wane as she gives in to her death. It's over. Oh, jeez. Something's happening. A great sense of vertigo takes over. I feel time tearing itself apart, history reshuffling itself. I can feel a very ebb and flow of destiny as a familiar darkness begins to take over my vision. But before its grasping hand could take me, I feel a strange tug of war going on inside me. Two parts of me fighting for control. One wanting to live forever, the other fighting to stay. Both equally casting the other away. Eventually, one side takes over. The humanity I once held dear to me has finally been stripped away from me. My body was no longer my own. I could feel my knife humming with bloodlust. I had been intoxicated by it. I wanted more. I wanted Monica to feel every part of this. I wanted to feel pleasure like never before. I have committed the greatest sin ever conceivable by man. And I've been the harbinger of it. Now, I was in paradise. But what happens now? And I came to. I was lying in the church. All I could hear was the sound of my own gasp of air. I could feel my heart pounding out of my chest. An indescribable pleasure courses through my body. I could barely contain it. I quiver in excitement at what I had finally done. I looked back to the altar as a delighted image had filled my eyes. Alright, everybody. Look away if you're squeamish. Look away. Or skip ahead. We're about to see some grody shit, dude. Also, since I'm taking this time, I just want to say that cover of Air on G-String by Bach, beautiful. Beautiful. That song holds a special that piece holds a special place in my heart. Anyway, on with this curse. Okay, I hate to break the flow here. Oh, well, Sinner did it for me. But the following CG isn't safe for work. There is full frontal nudity. So if you are streaming this, please censor this. Oh. God. Hey, yo, what the fuck? Oh my god! Hey, what the fuck? Yo! Oh my jeebus! I believe Booty Crusader did this. I can see some of the styling here. Oh god! Monica's beheaded. Her head's on a stake that's impaled through her body. And she is naked. You can see her bare breasts. And her bare body. I'm just like, wow. God. Yeah, see her eyes stabbed out. Stuff like, bruh. I think that. Oh no, that's just blood. I thought that was that for the ground. That's just blood. Oh my god. That is horrifying. I killed her. For Sayori. God. Monica is dead. And I have killed her. How shall I comfort myself? Who will wipe this blood off me? What water is there to wash? What water is there for me to wash my sins? What festivals of atonement? What prayers must I ask? This deed is too great for me. But I had no other choice. The madness of this place had finally subsided. The loathsome corpse of Monica lies next to me. So why don't I feel anything? What the hell is this? Why do I feel no sense of victory? No sense of satisfaction. I can't get no satisfaction. I only feel the empty void in my mind. My only companion being a stench of rotting flesh. I don't get it! What more needs to be done? What more blood be shed? Must more blood be shed? What am I missing? But it appears I would never get the answers I was looking for. I pick up Monica's once white bow as a trophy of my deed. I look back at her. I run my hand down her cheek and stroke her hair. Alas, poor Monica. In the end, you still died with a smile on your face. I truly do envy you.
but the wage of sin is death. Death comes for us all. So it is written. There's nothing left for me here. I roughly kick what's left of her body. I head towards the door. This is going to be a long walk home. The blood red moon, baby. At last came death, and the last of my humanity has died. I have dug my grave. I have buried myself in the sarcophagus of my own madness. Buried under the black smoke of my own ambition. The sky burns and is consumed under the corrupt thick smoke that rolls and taints and blackens the sky. Till at last it is dark. Dark as night. Dark as death. Dark as hell. What is this future I have made? Is this the fate I have written for myself? I have no choice but to accept this. So be it. Wow. Bloody hell. I arrive back home and walk inside. Sayori is likely asleep. I can't bear to face her right now. I walk to the bathroom. I undress and turn on the shower. I sit in there for what seems like hours. The stench of sanguine lingers on. No amount of soap and scrubbing and hoping and wishing will cleanse me of my sins. My mind swarms with thoughts of guilt. Yo, what happened to Samael? After he killed Monica, Samael just gonna pieced out. I'm starting to wonder if Samael was actually Guardian Angel. Maybe Samael was just the bloodlust that MC had himself all along personified. I can't shake this feeling. The feeling as though I have been abandoned by God for my sins. Is this the price I have to pay for the future? I can't do this anymore. I need something to mend these thoughts. I turn the shower off, not even bothering to get dressed. Oh, I know he's going to do to mend those thoughts. And I don't like it. I lie next to Sayori. Hey, Sayori. You awake? I just want to let you know that I love you.
Smell blood.
There's no reason to be afraid anymore. I'm going to take care of you. I bring my face closer to her as I kiss her on the lips. She retracts her head back. And she's like, hey, I don't want to kiss you, nigga, get off me. Damn. Don't fight, Sayori. I just want to be close to you. Your warmth against my own. I take hold of the only prize I have left in this world. Damn! I take hold of the prize that I have left in this world. Translation, I'm going to rape you. Oh my god. This is the worst of humanity. Fucking worst of humanity. I feel well rested. I bet you do. I bet you do, sick bastard. The smell of afterglow lingers on, and Sayori is sound asleep. But she's scared in her sleep. Is she having a nightmare? Why isn't this a happy occasion? Is this the pleasure I've sought after the pain and suffering I've received? Much like yesterday, I head downstairs and whip up some breakfast. By the time I come back, she has woken up. Good morning, sunshine. Sleep well?
Go away.
Let's get you ready for school, shall we? We have a big day ahead of us. Today is the festival. Our first real date. She isn't budging.
Even when I untie her, she doesn't move. She just falls limply to the floor. I pick her up. We'll just get you dressed to be on our way. I dress Sayori up, take her hand to our new dawn. Hello? Guess who's here?
Who are you, and... Sayori!
Oh, God.
Not... Natsuki. Sayori, how have you been? Monica told us you were sick. I guess you made a speedy recovery just in time. Where's... Monica? I was going to ask you that. Yes, it's not like her to miss out on such an important day. Do you know where she is? Sayori, you don't appear to be your normal self. Is something the matter? He what? Kellen? What did he do? Innocence gone. What is she talking about?
She's just tired. We had a sleepover and she only got 2 hours of sleep.
And how come you're not as tired as she is?
I can manage my sleep better. Now, as to where Monica is, your guess is as good as mine.
It is strange to imagine Monica missing out on such an important day. Monica's popular. She'd probably bail on us for some guy. I find that very unlikely, Natsuki. Oh yeah? Then where is she, Yuri? Natsuki, none of us know where Monica is, and this bickering won't get us any closer. Although, this is just speculation on my part. But I find it strange that Sayori arrives back in perfectly good health, albeit tired, on the most important day of the week. Only to find out our president is missing. I can't help but imagine the two are connected. Come on, you can't be serious. Do you really think that someone decided to murder Monica?
I mean, I don't know, Natsuki. Is this all that crazy? The two look at me as if they're about to question me. I see a terrified expression grow on Sayori's face.
No. No! No! No, it can't be!
Out of nowhere, Sayori gains her strength and pushes herself off me.
Monica's dead! And you killed her, Killen! Now, what gives you that idea, Sayori? Don't play stupid with me! You came home reeking of blood and hurt me! Not to mention you held me hostage for an entire week! Why else would I be your pet for a whole week? Why else would Monica be missing?
I could just come back and try this later. I chuckle. Yes, Monica is dead, and I killed her.
She didn't bail on this club for someone. She's attending the great feast of God with the carrion, with her main course. How could you? How could you be so cruel? I did all of this to protect you. I love you, Sayori. I love you more than anything in the world. I just want you to be safe. Mom could have ruined all of my hard work. She would have ruined it all. So I took matters into my own hands and ended her before she could be the end of you. Please, you have to understand I did all of this for you. I love you more than anything in the world, Sayori. I can't imagine a world without you. I need you, Sayori, and you need me. You complete me. So please, take my hand, and we can live happily ever after. No! I don't want anything to do with you! The killer I knew died! Go to hell! I've never heard her speak with so much contempt. Every vile, bitter word. All of them eating away at me, fueling my rage. I clench my fists and walk up to her. Then you'll come with me.
I clamp my hand around Sayori's neck and begin strangling her. Her arms and legs flail as she tries to break free. I lift her body up by her neck and bash her head to the nearby desk. Have you learned your lesson yet, you ungrateful bitch? I went through hell for you, and this is how I'm repaid. I moved heaven and earth to save you. I bash her head again and again and again, until her face is a broken, bloodied mess. Yuri and Natsuki and a couple other students, unfortunate enough to see this display, all look on in horror, stunned. Blood drenches the nearby desk and floor as I drop her body. She falls limply without any resistance. Get up. I said get up! Placing a hand around her neck, I feel no pulse. No. She's gone. Again. And I killed her. I understand now. I only felt this emptiness because I had merely led myself blindly to her demise. But I don't feel the darkness around me. I look down at my own hands. All I can do is stare. I've never felt the sting of her blood on them up to now. My hands burn as though exposed to acid. What the hell is going on? You promised me a future with Sayori! My promise to you was the way out of your curse. I said you would be free if you took fate into your own hands. Since your fate is to witness Sayori's death, you took it quite literally. And now you must live with the consequences of your actions for the rest of your life. I don't understand! How could you be so cruel? All mirroring Sayori's words to Samael. You don't get it, do you? I am that which plagues your diseased mind. What are you talking about? Our time is up. You could have had that future with her. But now it seems you will never get that chance. I feel his presence uncoil itself from me. And with his disappearance, I'm left alone. For the first time. Truly alone. I can't bear it. Everything I worked so hard for was all for nothing. So, this was my terrible fate. To play out this nightmare. I can't bear this. I'm taking my fate into my own hands now. Without any care left, I lifelessly walk back home. Oh! So, nobody's freaking the fuck out? Nobody's screaming? Nobody's calling the police on this guy who's flat out murdered an innocent girl at broad daylight? Dude just gets to walk back home and nothing happens to him? I pick up a familiar rope. The same rope Sayori was going to use on herself. I tie it back to a hangman's noose. And right as I wrap it around my neck, ready to face death, I realize the bitter irony of it all. I've journeyed all this way through time, and now I've come full circle. How fitting for a journey's end. Nothing else matters anymore. Now I can end this nightmare once and for all. Farewell, cruel world. Farewell, fate. I kick the chair down, the world does the rest. Well, guys, that was Amor Fati. I want to thank you guys for watching the series, and let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below. This was quite the experience. I'm kidding. I stand in the abyss. A darker, colder hell than any man could ever conjure. I see the beginning of all things, and the end of everything. An eternity waves over me in an instant. And the end of it all, a small light had peered through the void. Ugh. Where am I?
Hello. Welcome, Kellen.
That is terrifying. Monica! Where am I? Is this the afterlife?
Yes. And no. This is nothing. There is nothing here. Just you and me.
Where's Sayori?
Sayori isn't here.
Where is she?
Her fate eludes me.
So it's just us?
2 corpses in 1 grave. A fitting punishment for you.
Why are you here? Why aren't you in hell?
Anywhere could be hell if you make it that way. Our souls rest here for an undetermined amount of time. We all end up here. We all beg and plead to atone for our sins. We all wish for a way out of here.
What am I supposed to do? Sit here for all eternity hopelessly hoping something will happen?
There are 2 doors behind you. You can't see them, but one of them will open when your judgment is final. All we could do now is sit and think, and hope to atone for our sins. Not that we will be forgiven. An idle mind is the work of the devil. Perhaps. But if you put a D in evil, you get devil. If you remove an O from good, you get God.
Okay, Monica, what's the point here? What's your point? Exactly, I'm like, what's your point, Monica?
Put the 2 letters together, and you get the word do. Now, what will you do?
What I've always been trying to do. Save Sayori. You sure did a great job of that last time, buddy boy. You drugged her, you held her captive, you tortured her, you molested her, you raped her, then you killed her. You definitely did some saving. I know the plans I have for her. Plans for her to propose. Oh, plans for her to prosper and not to harm her. Plans to give her hope and a future.
And what if it can't be done?
I will make it so it will be done.
And what if you manage to lead her to a better life, start a family, and she lives happily for 75 more years? What will you do when she finally passes by then? Your fate is inexorable. One way or another, you will end up back here. No matter how high you push the boulder, once you let go, it will come crashing back down to where you started.
Okay, so are Sisyphus. Gotcha. You're wrong!
It's the truth.
There has to be a way.
In the infinite permutations and computations the universe can conjure, yes, there is very much a way. Both in all her deaths and all her lives. The wheel will keep turning, no matter which way it goes.
What are you getting at?
What if I told you that? This life as you now live it, and have lived it, you will have to live once more an innumerable times more.
That doesn't make any sense, but okay.
And there will be nothing new in it, but every pain and every joy and every thought and every sigh, and everything unutterably small or great in your life will have to return to you. And all in the same succession and sequence. Even this spider and this moonlight between the trees, even this moment and I myself. The eternal hourglass of existence is upside down again and again, and you with it, speck of dust. Would you not throw yourself down and gnash your teeth at me and curse me? Or do you praise me as a messenger of God, as you have never heard anything more divine? Do you wish to live this once more an infinite number of times? Do you accept your fate as has been laid out, and do you wish to live it once more?
Hell no! Hell no! Hell no, I don't wish to do that.
Or do you wish to persist in the hell you find yourself in? To live in a relentless eternity of unfathomable madness, of the perpetual spinning of the hourglass? Do you accept your fate? Do you accept Sayori's death? Or do you deny it? Curse it. Damn everything you see to hell. The choice is now yours. What will you do?
See, if I remember correctly, if we say deny our fate, there's a whole rigmarole of everything that we're gonna have to end up doing. Basically, ends up doing like we literally have to relive everything because after this point we have to go back to the beginning of the game, and we stay into an eternal loop until we get rid of the persistent data, and then we have to play through the entire mod all over again. So I'm like, no, screw that. I am going to accept my fate. Yes, I solemnly accept this fate. Let Amor Fati be my guide. Roll credits. Please. You are a messenger of God, and I have never heard anything more divine.
So it is written. Go then. Go to your true destiny.
Well, alright. Behind me, a door opens up, and a warm, blinding light calls to me. I walk up to it. I can't see anything. Nonetheless, I step through, wholeheartedly accepting my fate, and more importantly, loving it. A warmness takes over as I drift into the white void. The warmth bathes me, birthing me in a new life. Oh, joy. I wake up gasping for air, as though I've been choking for an eternity. Once the fear settles down, clarity returns. I look over at my phone. It's Sunday, a day before the festival. But more importantly, it's the start of a new week. My head is killing me. My head is throbbing in agony with each new breath I take. I can't even remember what I had done last night. All I know is I have to pay Sayori a visit. Bearing the pain, I force myself out of bed and get ready for the day ahead of me. I get dressed, brush my teeth, and get something in my stomach, as well as an extra dosage of pain medicine. Ah, yes. As if we didn't already get our fill of medicine. Now I have more medicine. I sit down for a few moments to let the pain wane away. After a while, I go through the door towards my friend in need. I knock on her door to no avail. I grab the key from under her mat and let myself inside. Well, she's not on the ground floor either. I walk up to the one place I know I'll find her. I walk to her bedroom door. But before I knock, I can hear her sobbing. My heart sinks. I take a deep breath. It's time. I gently knock on her door. Hey, it's me, Sayori. Can I come in?
No, don't worry about me. Go have fun with the others.
I know. Can we at least talk about it? I can hear her sigh. Sayori opens the door slowly. Hey, Sayori.
Hey. Come in. Make yourself at home.
She tries her best to dry her tears. She welcomes me and sits down in her bed. How are you? It's been a while.
I'm alright. I'm a little glad you stopped by. I never see you here anymore.
It really has been that long. But times haven't changed, have they? Guess the more things change, the more they stay the same, huh?
I guess. What brings you over? Aren't you supposed to be helping someone?
I just came to say hi. I'll be out of your hair in no time. How are your festival preparations? You're helping Monica out, right?
I am. But just online. She never actually planned on meeting in person.
Sayori, I know you're in pain. I know those little rain clouds are picking on all your scabs.
You mean...
I know you're depressed, Sayori.
Alright. You got me. Don't you have other things to worry about?
I know where my priorities are, Sayori.
Huh?
It's normal to feel worried. These emotions come and go just as the waves on a beach.
You don't get it. I've felt this way most of my life. Nothing's changed.
It still eats away at me to hear this. Keep going, Killin.
Why go to school? Why eat? Why make friends? Why have strangers put their time into someone who isn't worth anything? I just want to make everyone happy and not worry.
Don't forget that this pain you feel is something you must endure. Some say life is pain, but some believe, and so some believe the best way to live is to love pain in a way. I've learned to let fate be my love.
Killin, how can you say that?
I am deeply worried for your well-being. Don't mistake me for that. But I can't let this worry consume me. I want to help you the best I can.
No, Killin. There's nothing that can be done. I'm just being selfish. And the world is casting down all the karmic retribution I deserve. Please, let me accept these punishments. There's nothing I deserve more than to accept this burden.
Saying something that we fully have come to accept. Wow. This is honestly, but this is what the MC should be saying, not Sayori. I lightly grab Sayori by the shoulders and pull her in for a hug. We both love and accept our fate with open arms. But loving your fate doesn't have to be submitting to it. I realize now how terrible of a friend I am. So if anything, I deserve all the bad karma you received. Every trial and tribulation, every fallen tear. And it'll all come back. I've been an unfaithful friend these past few years. And I can't go back in time to fix it. I can't atone for all the crimes I committed. But I can at least cherish what I have thought. I can at least cherish what I have before it's gone. I can make the best of the situation. And I wouldn't have seen that without you. I'm sorry, Sayori. From the bottom of my heart, I wish I could have been a better friend. I hear Sayori crying. Warm tears fall down to my shoulders.
Please. Please don't do this.
It's alright. Just let it out.
Your hugs are so warm. And it scares me. I don't deserve this. I can't.
We let go. I look into her eyes. The festival is tomorrow.
Yeah?
Would you like to go with me? You can say no.
I think it would be nice.
We can go see a doctor after the festival. Just cherish the little things. Take a look out the window and watch the birds fly. The leaves dance in the wind. Could I sit and watch with you?
No, Killin. Don't leave your friends waiting. They need you too.
Alright. It's been a blessing to talk to you. Even a rainy day can be a happy one if you think about it the right way. Sayori nods.
Yeah.
I say farewell to Sayori and take my leave. I find someone waiting by my door. With everything done, my final goodbye said and done, I could finally put this behind me. I try to think of what I'll have to say to Monica and the others once tomorrow's news comes to light. But before I could ponder any further, I see a familiar red-boat girl running towards me. Sayori? What brings you here?
Well, my mind was being a big meanie, so I wanted to see for myself. See how much fun you were having with the others. Your happiness is what matters the most to me. But does it hurt so much? But why does it hurt so much?
Take a deep breath, Sayori.
No! I'm supposed to feel happy for you. But every time I see you with everyone else, I feel my heart tearing itself apart. Maybe Monica was right. Maybe it would be easier if I just vanished.
Don't say that, Sayori. Monica doesn't understand your feelings. I hardly understand your depression. But spending this last week with you, that's something that's made me happy. Seeing you smile, and I say I joined the club, gave me all the happiness I could ever ask for. I wouldn't trade it for the world. You are my world, Sayori.
No. Why are you doing this?
I put my hand to her shoulder.
You wouldn't have to worry about me anymore. I'm so weak. I thought I wasn't worth your time anymore. I did this to myself. I don't blame you if you want to spend time with the others at the festival. I want to die. And
That's enough. I pull her in for one last hug. To my dearest friend, I want you to believe deep in your heart that your life is worth living. You will never be forgotten. You either live or you learn. Just go forth in your life. Always continue to move forward. I can't promise to be here for the rest of your life, but I will love you for the rest of mine. Thank you, Sayori.
Is this okay?
It is, Sayori. It always will be.
Thank you. I wish we could stay like this.
Me too. Let's just take a moment to appreciate this. Gosh. But time keeps moving. You know, tomorrow is a big day. Sorry, let's go. I look into her eyes once again. Is it time for us to part ways? Thank you, Sayori. Thank you for being my friend. For showing me the literature club. I won't forget this. Thank you. No matter what happens, I will never forget you. You'll always be my guiding light in the dark. I watch one final time as Sayori sighs deeply and closes her eyes. Fighting a terrible battle within herself, fighting who she is, trying so hard to reach out, to ask for help, to admit she needs help, and to take it. Yet swatting her own hand away, telling herself she doesn't deserve help, that she could never deserve it. The impossible battle. After an eternity, one side finally wins, and Sayori opens her eyes again, her mouth asking me the question I already know she'd ask, as the berry side of her reaches out one last time. She steps up to me, and I pull her in as she pulls me in, both of us understanding what her final desperate wish is as we kiss for the last time. To be loved, to be cherished, to be remembered. Eventually, we both break off the kiss, and Sarah turns and walks back to her house for the final time as I return to my own. There may be nothing I can do for her, but I could keep her memory alive. I feel all the weight and guilt and past grudges and regrets dissolve. I never felt so whole, content. Farewell, Sayori. It's the day of the festival, Judgment Day. I didn't bother taking the festival stuff with me. I don't think I was ever meant to attend the festival. I sighed deeply and begin my walk over to Sayori's house. I stand outside her door and prepare myself. I know what's on the other side. It feels so natural to do this. I've seen this scene a number of times, yet I feel like I shouldn't. But I have to. I don't have any other choice. I gently open the door. But I will not go gently into that darkness. The tolling of a bell plays in my head. I'm here. This is what Sayori has always been led up to do. And yet, I don't feel weak. I don't feel a dark presence looming over me like a rain cloud. I walk up to her. Is it just me, or is she actually rocking back and forth a bit? I am not going to leave you. Not like this. I untie the noose in her neck. Her body falls limply onto my arms. I carry her to her bed and lie her down. I put my hand over her eyes and shut them, finally putting her to rest. It's over. There will be another time to grieve. For now, I have to move forward. I pick up my phone and dial 911.
911, what's your emergency?
I need help. My friend just committed suicide.
Help will be on the way momentarily.
The operator keeps me on the line as I try to relax and explain the situation. After the call is over, I dial another number and call Monica.
Kellen, where are you?
There's been an emergency. Sayori. She's gone. She hung herself.
Oh my god.
She hangs up. I wrap my hand around Sayori's, feeling the last remnants of her warmth leave her. After a few moments, I stand up and glance around the room, seeing something on her desk. It's a note. I pick it up and read it. Farewell. Don't worry about me. Just keep going. Never forget me. And live a life filled with happiness. I feel my eyes swelling up with tears once more. I told myself I wouldn't cry. No. It's okay for me to feel this way. I let it out. I allow as much as I can. I can handle this. Eventually I let it all go. I look back at Sayori. I shouldn't stay here any longer. This is really it. I swallow past the lump in my throat and head downstairs. It isn't long before the police and other girls arrive. I explain everything to them. The girls and I sit in the living room while the police do their thing.
I'm so sorry, Kellen. I don't know what to say.
It's alright. We're all at a loss for words right now.
Yes. Can we hold a moment of silence?
Of course. We all go quiet. Seeing everyone like this is heartwarming in a way. All of us here for one person who is no longer with us. I look over at Monica. Her face is red. Tears roll down her cheeks onto the floor. I've never seen Monica feel this way before. Monica, are you crying?
I don't blame her. Why wouldn't she cry? Why'd it have to be this way? It's not fair. It's alright. Y'all just never seen me like this before. This is my fault. Why didn't I see the sign sooner? I should have come to see Sari in person. I could have helped her get through this. I was right to be worried Friday, and...
It's alright, Monica. While we can't go back in time to undo our sins, we can't wallow in regret. The most we could do now is keep her memory alive.
How can we do that?
Well, we could start with some stories about her. Surely you have some funny stories about her, right?
Yeah, you're right. She always had a way of making me laugh. Even if her jokes were really bad. This one time she told me she hated stairs. And then she followed up by saying, because they're always up to something. I don't know why, but I just kept laughing my ass off. I think it was the way she said it. What about you all?
Well, I remember she tried a lot of new things. I think I was showing her the way I wrote my poems back before we started to share them. She asked me, how come all your poems are so gloomy? Smile a little. She said, a poem that shines can be just as beautiful. Besides Monica, Sari's one of the few friends I've ever had.
A fond memory is a good one. I remember one time when we first started the club, I had tasked Sarah with delivering the club's paperwork to the office. After a week, I looked at the list of school clubs and I see that I was the president of the book club. I remember arguing with Sarah the difference between literature and books. But she found a way to make me laugh about the absurdity of the situation. I ran down to the office and corrected the mistake. I still laugh about it sometimes to this day.
Always count on Sayori.
What about you? You've known her for years. Surely you have a lot of stories about her.
Well, I do. Deciding which one to tell is a good question. How about how we met?
This might be interesting.
Yes, please do tell.
Well, the details are kind of fuzzy. But what I do know is that when I was about 4 or 5, I had recently moved. Being a kid, moving homes was a bit hard. Everything around me was unfamiliar. One day my mom took me to the park to go play. And then I met her. She accidentally threw a ball in my face. I subsequently landed on my ass. But after some apologizing and a little bit of crying, we played for hours. After a while, our moms started talking to each other as well, and it turned out she was my next door neighbor. We walked home together and parted ways. The next day after that, we both came and played all sorts of games. The rest is history.
For a fuzzy moment, you remember a lot of it.
Maybe it's just the way I tell myself how I remember that day. But that's my story of how we met.
It's adorable. And a bit funny.
Yeah, it is. The 4 of us continued to exchange stories about Sayori. Good times and bad. Funny and gloomy. Bitter and sweet. I tell them stories that even I had forgotten. All little moments lost in the years of growing up into who I am today. Memories that I will never forget.
Today was something. Even if it started off tragic, we made of it what we can. So, do y'all remember our funeral plans?
Of course. It's just like playing a festival, right?
I'll take care of the planning. Just remember to wear bright colors. You don't have to dress fancy either. We're not going to mourn her death. The funeral will be a celebration of her life.
We'll do our best.
You can count on us.
For Sayori.
For Sayori.
Then it's settled. Let's all go home. Everyone leaves the living room and off into their own directions. I'm the last to leave her house. It feels bittersweet to put this chapter to a close. After what feels like an eternity, I can finally close Sarah's front door and head back home. And thus, today marks the day this nightmare comes to a close. Here we are. Today is different. It's been a whole week since that fateful day. I can't believe I'm standing here. This past week has been so strange. It seems the whole world around me changed after that day. I've gotten letters and messages, and even money from strangers, all giving me their sympathy about Sayori's passing. Generous gifts, nonetheless. I'm the first one here. The others said they'd be here soon. I take a seat and look at her gravestone. Those past memories, they're just dreams. It's over. It's time to move on. I see the others finally begin to show up.
Hello. We're here. Hope we didn't keep you waiting.
You're awfully nice today, aren't you?
It's so good to see you. You seem to be doing quite well, in only after a week.
The doctors really help. I feel a lot better. I feel like a different person. I'm not my old self, nor am I the person I'd imagine I would be. I'm just the person I need to be.
That's good to hear. You've really taken a stoic approach to this whole situation.
Oh, come on now. I could never prepare myself for the situation. It's by luck and the help of my friends that I was able to get this far. So, and not to mention the fact that we've been in this situation dozens of times. We've experienced the best and worst of us. And now here we are. We got everything?
I made some cupcakes for the occasion.
I've got the drinks.
And the others will be showing up shortly. Hey, Yuri, why don't you and Natsuki get things ready?
Ah, of course. Although this is an unorthodox funeral, we'll get the drinks and snacks ready.
We'll be done in no time.
The two left to do their respective task.
Can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
How are you so calm? You seem to be taking this better than anyone else your age.
I mean, look at you guys. None of you guys are still crying or sad or anything. You're all like, let's go set the drinks and everything for all the people coming to tell Sammy goodbye. Yay! The truth is, I've had a hell of an experience with these strange nightmares. I've had a series of them where Sayori dies. I blamed you for being the cause of it. One of which I killed you and beheaded you. Isn't that crazy, Monica? In my very last dream, I ended up killing you. When I finally came to, it was Sunday, the day before the festival. And I knew I had to visit Sayori. To tell Sayori one last time that she was loved. And that she will never be forgotten.
But, wait. You mean to tell me that your dreams predicted the future?
I don't blame you if you don't believe me. Just play through the whole rest of this mod and you'll see for yourself.
That's borderline. I don't even know the word to.
Out of this world. Insane. The list goes on. It's something no human could ever explain, sadly.
Dreams are strange, indeed. But not without meaning.
You're right. And it's up to me to decide what they mean. That is what life is, anyway. After all, life and experience together create wisdom. I'm reading too deep into this. Let's see how the others are doing. No one's really showing up. I guess I'll move things along.
Are you nervous? Need a little pep talk?
About public speech? I don't need it, Miss Debate Team Leader. I've never been to one of these sorts of things before. This is all new to me. In the movies and books, they say days like these are supposed to be sad and gloomy. But while we were all grieving, I haven't felt more empowered in my life. It wouldn't matter to me if you three showed up or the entire school showed up. What matters is that her memory is being kept alive. As long as we do that, she will never truly die.
I see. Well, it looks like we have...
There's a loud crash followed by an angry Natsuki.
Yuri, you idiot! I told you to be careful, look what you did. I can't serve these anymore.
Most of Natsuki's baked goods are now lying in the grass. Ants made no haste crawling on them.
It was an accident, Natsuki. I swear.
Swear my ass! You clearly knocked them down.
Well, maybe it wouldn't have happened if you went with what I suggested. I warned you if we put them too close to the edge, they would fall.
Well, maybe it would fall off your fat ass and bump into the table. And that's what happened.
My posterior has nothing to do with this. You should have heeded my advice.
This is your fault. You're the one who knocked it down.
I am not going to admit anything when it was your negligence that caused this. If anything, this is your fault.
I bet you want to knock down my cupcakes on purpose. You're just jealous that no one came here for your drinks.
That's not... Natsuki.
You two are... Stay out of this, Monica.
Perhaps it's a good thing your cupcakes got knocked down if no one came here for my drinks.
Oh, yeah?
It would mean we're even.
Why don't you just go? That's enough. That's enough. Both of you. You two are causing a scene. So what? No one's even here. What's the point? We're at a funeral, not the club room. That's what. So you're siding with Yuri, aren't you, Monica? I really just wanted to promote Yuri to be a new vice president. That's not my concern right now, Natsuki.
Also, why did they make Natsuki such a bitch? What the fuck?
I understand you're frustrated that Yuri may or may not have knocked down all of your hard work, but you shouldn't lash out at your classmates. May have. We both know she did.
Why would she? Why? What reason would she have to knock over your cupcakes?
Natsuki, please calm down. We can't resolve any of this if you act like this. Calm down? I am calm! You need to see that Yuri's the one at fault here.
I am not, and you know it. You just don't want to take the blame.
And Monica over here just wants to take Yuri's side because they're all buddy-buddy. I know you're full of yourself, Monica. I never knew you're also a nepotist.
That's the biggest word I've heard you use all week.
Damn.
Excuse me? Yuri, this is why you can't.
Alright, that's enough, you two. Now, do you two know why we're here?
We're here for Sayori's funeral.
That's what we're here for, not why.
Well, Don't use your words on me!
What Kellen's trying to get at is that while we're here for a funeral, the reason why you're here is to honor her memory.
Exactly. Sorry, wouldn't want you two fighting. So if there's one day that we could put our differences aside, let it be today, at least. You two could never speak to one another after... You two could never speak to one another after today.
You're right. Yuri, I'm sorry.
My apologies, Natsuki. I wish I didn't raise my voice at you. Let me help you out.
Yuri kneeled down and started picking up cupcakes and piling them on the tray. Also, Yuri and Natsuki have a big fight cliche. Natsuki is a colossal asshole for no reason cliche. When the two finish, they both threw it in the nearest trash bin. Yuri swung her hips and hit Natsuki.
What was that for?
I hope it's too big for you.
Damn. I see you, Sitter. I see you.
Haha, very funny, Yuri.
A handful of classmates and teachers show up. It's not many, but I wasn't expecting too many people to show up. Everyone gathered, and settled around. Sorry about that, I just keep getting interrupted. No one wants me to finish this thing, but I am going to finish it. I look up to the sky. I see clouds forming up there. Of all the days, the show must go on. I walk in front of the gravestone and clear my throat. Just think of it like performing a poem. Hello, everyone. Glad you all could make it. We gather here on this day to celebrate the girl who brought joy and sunshine wherever she went. The girl who lived happily without a care in the world. The girl who made friends with anyone and everyone. But I can't deny nor look away from the truth. Sayori's depression took her away from a life that could have been well lived, a longer, more fulfilling life. She leaves behind all her clubmates, her friends, her loved ones, her very dreams. It took me a while to come to terms with this fate. I mourned for her. I cried out to God why this was his plan for her. And yet, I let it go. While I have questions and demands, I grieve. And I remember her for who she was, not what she became. Today I carry Sayori's memories in my heart. I will lead a new life. While today is gloomy and bitter, it will lead to a brighter and sweeter tomorrow. I feel a drop of rain fall. I feel a few more. I wave it off and keep going. So I say to all of you, my friends, death is not an ending. She may no longer be with us. But these feelings of grief will pass like the waves of the ocean. Tomorrow we will wake up and continue our lives. The world keeps spinning, but to our friends, family, and to our fellow brothers and sisters on this planet, we carry the memory of those we love in our heart. And today will be a day for Sayori. The rain started to pour down. I could barely hear my own voice at this point. People scamper and run out of the rain as fast as they can. I guess the big man wanted me to end this. Regardless, thank you all for coming today.
Let's get out of here.
Agreed.
Everyone ran to the nearby church. I opted to stay in the rain.
What are you doing? Come on, Kellen.
I could ask the same of you, Monica. Out of instinct, I take off my blazer and and hold it over Monica.
Ah, thank you, Kellen.
Of course, Monica.
You really do take after Sayori a lot. You really do take after Sayori a lot, don't you?
Yeah. I always was like an older brother to her. Protecting and caring of her. Protecting and taking care of her. It's what I always found myself doing, even out of accident.
You're too kind.
Well, considering... Not really, considering he killed you in another lifetime. I will never forget the kindness and compassion she taught me.
Aw. That's sweet, but we should get out of here.
Agreed. Don't want to catch a cold. The two of us rush over to the church building and enter. Everyone seems to be talking amongst themselves. Good to see everyone. Good to see everyone is still having a good time.
What kept you two? You two could have gotten sick.
Don't worry, Yuri. Sickness can't bring someone like me down.
And here I thought my father was full of himself.
Please, Natsuki. It's noon before I realize what the people inhabit this planet. What does that even mean? Wait. Please, Natsuki. It's noon before I realize other people inhabit this planet. What does that even mean? Monica and Yuri laugh a little. I don't see Yuri laughing. Natsuki's face grows with confusion. Just looks like she's sad.
Forget it.
If it makes you feel better, Natsuki, I left my stuff outside. Now we're even.
You're right, Yuri.
I see some people begin to leave. They wish me good luck and take their leave. I converse with the others. We exchange stories, crack jokes, and such. The rain persists for hours, as more and more people leave. Soon after, the Literature Club and I were left. Soon, only the Literature Club and I were left. So, today was a fun day. What do you all think?
It didn't go according to plan, but I found solace in it.
Can't complain. I mean, this kind of crap happens.
Murphy's Law, I believe.
Whatever can go wrong, will go wrong. I think.
I thought it was whatever can happen will happen.
Maybe you're right, Monica. When it rains, do you think it's God crying?
I thought you weren't religious, Kellen.
It doesn't hurt to ask. Besides, what else are we going to do in the meantime?
Well, yes, I do. The Lord is a loving God. Love does come with pain and grief. There are times where even God can cry. Tears are one of the few things we have that can show emotion. For joy and sorrow, anger and lust, pain and love. Tears are, in some way, what makes us human. So if God cries, it just means God loves us as much as we love Him.
Also, if we're going to use him in reference to God, the H needs to be capitalized. Just saying.
What do you all think?
I'm not sure. I'm not particularly religious myself either. I believe rain is like what night is today. It's an opposing but necessary force. Mother Nature is like any mother. She can't coddle and hold her children every day. So sometimes she must be harsh. She must leave us. In the same vein, the rain always has some association with loneliness and sadness. I think we need the rain as much as we need the sun. I don't think it means God cries. I think it's just the circle of life taking place.
You two are crazy. There's no God. Even if there was one, why would he or she need to cry? They're perfect and above humans anyway. Like what Yuri said, it's just nature doing its thing.
Interesting.
What do you think? You're the one who asked.
Well, rain is what you make of it. Cop out, cop out, cop out! A metaphor for your troubles, a necessary part of life. Or it could be happiness, sadness, even anger. Death and renewal. The cycle of life. It's a cop-out answer, but I don't know what else to say. Well, at least he acknowledges it's a cop-out, because that was one hell of a cop-out.
How come you're not religious?
It's just something that never sat well with me. I'd much rather forge my own path instead of relying on something out of my control. I want to become a Superman. But that's just me. The Ubermensch. You must be the Ubermensch. Have you ever read the book Thus Spoke Zarathustra, Monica?
I might have for an essay a while back. Why do you ask?
The man in the book decides to move up to the mountains and reflect on life and humanity. After 10 years of isolation, he comes down and shares his wisdom with the rest of humanity.
But the man was met with ridicule and scorn. Are you sure that's the sort of life you want to live?
I wouldn't have it any other way. Life is boring when people don't challenge you. That's what I loved about sharing poems with you all. I never imagined I would find such different and unique writing styles and ideas. So I don't care if people hate me and my ideas, so long as one person listens and understands, and applies that knowledge to their own life, and passes it down to their own kin. Then I have done my job, and it was worth it. In the same vein, it's what I'm doing with Saire's memory. To put it simply, Monica, I don't want to wage war against what is ugly. I don't want to accuse or accuse those who accuse. Looking away shall be my only negation. Ah, everything's coming around full circle! I see.
Amor Fati. Let that be my love henceforth.
What are you two going on about? This armor fatty stuff sounds Italian, and it's making me hungry. That's a good one, Natsuki. No, really. What are you two talking about?
Maybe if you'd read stuff other than those fancy comic books, you would understand.
Oh, shut it. I'll read this book if you agree to read a manga. Deal?
Just don't expect me to be one of those otakus.
Deal. And I think I know one you might enjoy. By the way, it's otaku.
Consider karma for saying Amor Fati.
Very funny. Now I think you'll like this one. It's called The End of a New Beginning. Yuri and Natsuki veer off into a conversation. I look out the window. It almost looks like nighttime. I look down at my phone. It's only 4 in the afternoon.
My, nice weather we're having.
Quite. It looks like hell outside. Though I always imagined hell to be dark, cold, and unforgiving. But I also thought living was hell. We're just doomed to repeat our lives until we live it right. Then we go to our maker.
So you do believe there is a God?
Funny. If I could ask one more thing in the world, if I could ask one thing in this world from God, it would be knowledge.
Knowledge? But without?
Without wisdom, knowledge becomes useless. Yes, coming full circle to the discussion MC had with Monica earlier, I see. Bringing all the themes back together. But I finally understood what I want to do. I have many libraries worth of knowledge. And realizing Saire's goal for the literature club, and what she wanted to do, I finally decided.
Decided what?
I want to be a teacher. I want to pass my wisdom down to students, and inspire them the same way she inspired me.
That's very poetic. Beautiful. I'm happy you found your calling, and have a goal to strive for.
And one more thing.
Yeah?
Come with me. I need to get something off my chest.
Why not do it here? It's just the two of us.
It doesn't feel right. Just follow me. I extend my hand out to for Monica. She takes it. I lead her down to the altar. I feel sick down to the pit of my stomach. Oh yeah, because that's where her decapitated corpse was in another lifetime. My heart sinks at this sight. A terrible surge of memories come flooding back to me. I wish I could wave these memories away and pretend that moment was still all a long forgotten dream. But I need to do this. I need to atone for my greatest sin.
Why are we here?
Just hear me out.
Alright, Kellen.
When I went to see Sari the Sunday before her death, she mentioned that you had said something, that you were right about something. She said you were right, that she would be better off if she were gone.
Kellen!
It's the truth.
So this is my fault?
It's no one's fault, Monica. There could have been thousands of other factors at play. See, now he's saying everything that everyone else said to him. Depression is an illness. Sometimes when we do everything that we can, do it right, we can save them. Sometimes there's nothing we can really do. Sometimes they're already beyond our help. I know you feel terrible, that you probably blame yourself for this, Monica, and to be honest, I do too. But by the time I learned Sari had this, there was nothing I myself could do. Naturally, I blame myself for being dense and not seeing it sooner. I could tell how her day was based on her yawn alone. How could I not see her deep-rooted depression? If there is anything we could do now, we could build upon this. Someone in my shoes may study to be a therapist or start a charity, so others won't feel the same way Sari felt. We can learn from this, so no other person has to feel like Sari felt. We can remember that if we forge onward, only to find even more pain and despair in our way, then it is not the end.
Why are you telling me all of this? It's a nice sentiment for Sari and all, but why? I may have been the last person she spoke to, but you said there were many other factors.
Despite everything I've been through, I just want you to know that I take both of my hands and hold hers. Monica, I want you to know that I forgive you. I forgive you. Even if the guilt isn't on your shoulders alone, I forgive you despite everything.
I don't even know where to begin.
So wow, I have to admit that's pretty powerful.
Thank you.
Almost as if on cue, the rain had finally subsided. The sun is about to set. The day is almost over. Do you want to say one last goodbye for today?
Of course.
I feel like Monica and this MC should get together. It just seems right. Monica calls the other two, and the four of us head back outside. We're all standing in front of her grave. The flowers set down her tombstone have been blown away, scattered away into the distance. While nothing could have gone right today, today was a lesson, an experience, a day I will never forget. We all share our final goodbyes and farewells to our friend. I kneeled down to the muddied earth and put a hand on the tombstone. Today is a beautiful day. I fought and fought against fate, grasping onto any sign of hope I could find, hoping that I could one day save you. I've returned so many times I forgot where it all started. I forgot what I was even fighting for. I forgot who I was. I thought I was damned to live this life to suffer. But now I realize I was blessed to cherish these final moments with you. I am eternally grateful for this one chance. Life isn't living from one day to the next. It's about living it to the fullest, as cheesy as it sounds. But you wouldn't care if it sounded cheesy. All that's left is to move forward. I stand up and look at the sky. Night is about to fall. I give one final farewell, and so do the others. Thank you, Sayori. Thank you for being my dearest friend. Your memory will carry on in my heart. As one, we all stood above her grave one final time and glanced up at the stars, who seemed to gaze back at us, and in that moment, a new star caught our eye, shining brighter than all the others. A new light to guide our paths, a renewed hope, a new beginning, a new fate. Well, that, I believe, is the end of Amor Fati. Certainly have come a long way with this one. What do you guys think? Oh. Bad apple. This mod wouldn't be possible without these wonderful people. Go play their mods or support their upcoming projects. Dimensions. A lot of people told me to play Dimensions. I have it on the list. Bad Apple. Never heard of it. Is it Ball of Memories? Never heard of that one. Memories of Nothing. I played that one. Well, I didn't play that one. I've seen a playthrough of it. Take Two. I've seen a playthrough of that. And Changing Perspectives. I played through that a long time ago. And, well, I played through a couple rounds, but I haven't finished Changing Perspectives. If anyone does want me to finish Changing Perspectives, then let me know. Then I'll boot that back up again. Oh, you're expecting more? I mean, that's everything. It's over. Go play another mod. Come on, Sinner, you know you put more in. Oh, I was expecting some sort of teaser for my next mod. Well, you're out of luck there. I kind of blew my entire budget on that one CG. Go on, there's nothing left here. Dude's putting a Ferris Bueller on us. As if there weren't enough references in this mod already. Alright. There is one last thing. Several years later.
She's a beautiful baby girl. What should we name her? Daisy?
No.
Then what would you name her?
How about Sayori? What about Sayori?
Sayori? Are you sure? What if she finds out? She'll find out at some point.
You're right. He's like, you're right. But that doesn't matter. She isn't the old Sayori. I won't expect her to carry her torch. She can lead a new life of her own.
I understand. She really did mean a lot to you, didn't she?
She did.
I'm glad you were able to make the best of it.
Yeah.
Are we naming our daughter Sayori?
That's up to you to decide.
She really is a bundle of sunshine. How about we keep it as a middle name?
That works. Spring is going to start soon. Spring brings new life.
It does.
So, come on. Let's go enjoy life. So, MC has a daughter with his wife, who we don't know the name of, and the baby is Sayori. Thank you for playing Doki Doki Amor Fati. Now go enjoy life.
Well, that was Doki Doki Amor Fati, everybody. That was quite the experience. We've seen the best of times, we've seen the worst of times. And we went through hellish times, like down horrendous times, before we got to a pretty decent resolution. If you made it this far into the video first one, thank you, truly. I'm glad you were able to share this experience with me because, boy, this was a time and a half, truly. If you did make it here, if you could, let me know in the comments section by typing out hashtag best of times. Just so I know you're a real one out there. I'm glad I could finally put this behind me, and there's another notch under my DDLC belt, but it's just a very different experience I got to share with everybody. And again, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section after this is done. If you haven't hit the like button, be sure to do that. Be sure you hit the like button on your way out, all that good stuff. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe for your boy. It'll mean the world to me and my little heart. Got a lot of big things coming for the channel, just you wait and see. And that's really all I gotta say. It's been real. It's been fun, you guys. It's your boy Jay Killen. Ciao for now.